Hello and welcome to another quick look. This time I'm taking a look at the bloodlines early access beta of a massive Chalice, which is a strategy game, turn-based, similar to XCOM. You can really see the effect XCOM has had on this game when you go do the strategic combat, and it also has a massive time scale. And you not only have your initial heroes, your soldiers, if you want to put it on XCOM terms, but you actually have to form heroic bloodlines out of your heroes, which will last centuries. Because this war you're doing in this game does not last for a few weeks or a few years. It's 300-year wars against the Cadence, and no mortal man can survive that long. Not even heroic bloodlines. But anyways, let's take a look at the game and start a new one. I'll show you how it works. I'm not gonna use that as name because that's my own game name that I'm playing at the moment. I'm currently about 130 years into the game myself on my own playthrough, and I have so much fun with the game. So you can choose 3 different options for the heroic bloodline names. You can go thematic, serious ones, non-thematic, silly, or both. I'm gonna go for a silly at the moment. The game also has names of the Kickstarter backers as the names of the people, also the house names, and I think the sigils or the banners of the bloodlines were made by the Kickstarters, so they're quite nice. And you see some strange names there that really sound like real names because they are real names. So let's continue this and get into the game here. I'm gonna skip the initial cutscenes like this one because we don't need to hear them. Also, I have the sound turned on off, so it doesn't prevent me from explaining things, but you can see all the subtitles there if you want to read them at some point. But I'm not gonna focus on the story too much, and the game doesn't actually focus on the story too much at the moment, at least as well. It's quite bare bones for the story. It tells you this is the world and this is what you do and this is why these enemies are attacking, or actually even not that why they are attacking, but anyways. So here's the key findings for the game. We don't need to look at those. So anyways, so the Cadence are the enemy in the game, and they are out there somewhere. So this is the tactical part of the game. So you get this area here, well, this map, for example. You can zoom in, zoom out. There's the fog of war there. You can turn the camera, very similar to XCOM, if you have played the newest XCOM. And you start out with 5 guys in here, and that seems to be the number of squad you have always out in the field. So in this game there's only 3 classes at the moment, but there is rumors that there will be more classes and hybrid classes later on. The classes at the moment in the game are hunters, alchemists, and caperjacks. We seem to start out with a random group. You always start out with this random group of people, and we only have alchemist and we have a hunter. Alchemists are basically your grenadiers. They have a ability to throw flasks, which are grenades basically, and they throw it like this, have a decent range, does explosive area damage, quite nice. Low accuracy, so they are better at low range, but you can get more accuracy later on. So that's they also have a fairly decent melee range with the thrower, this claw you can see here that they can use to attack, and that's pretty much them, at least on level 1. So you have hunters as well, which are surprisingly ranged crossbow guys with these massive crossbows on them, and they have different kinds of ranged attacks, like, well, normal shooting, double shots, flares, and all kinds of stuff like that. They also have very snipery abilities from XCOM style games. But anyways, let's get moving. We don't actually have the caperjacks here, so I'll show the caperjacks later on. But caperjacks are basically the tanky melee unit. Very good at offense, very good at defense in melee. But the tactic usually is not to go just rushing at the enemies, because you don't want to really be too close to many of the enemies, which are quite nasty at melee range. You kind of want to hold back as a group in a defensive line basically, and use your range to outrange the enemy and outwit them and kill them that way. Also, just rushing in will alert too many enemies, and then you are just getting bum rushed by them. But let's start moving. So you have 2 actions on every hero. So That's one action, and then you can move again. You can just rush in one action as well. Let me finish that turn. And we found some enemies. So these little guys are seeds. Very basic melee enemies. Very easy to kill. But they can be bad if they punch up together. So you can see this is the yellow area here. This is the main, the one turn movement. And you can see if I pull here, it shows the white area as well. So you can move once and then twice, or you could just rush in and use your whole turn that way. Sometimes, well, quite often just moving once is better, and then seeing what's there and moving again is better than just rushing in. Because in case you, for example, find some enemies here, you could just move back to safe spot instead of wasting your whole movement and then being stuck in the middle of billion enemies and pretty much dying. The difficulty of the game is quite hard at the moment, and you really have to be careful not to die and lose your people. Well, there comes one guy, so that's 4 health out of my guy, and he has only 8 health points. I don't have any healing at the moment. You can get healing potions later on, and you can get life drain abilities, items actually, later on as well. But for now we just have to survive with these guys. So shoot a bit and melee with the alchemist. And let's get forward. So we have to keep this guy in the back and not kill him. So there's another one there and another there. The enemy likes to, if they cannot directly attack or rush at you, they like to go hiding behind the corners or where other enemies are. So don't be fooled by them and just rush in there, because it will lead to sadness really quickly. So let's try to shoot these guys. These guys actually have a bonus against ranged attacks, so that's why my crossbows are missing so badly. I can actually show you here. So if you left click on the guy, you get this attack confirmation, and you can use this button to see the information. So there are seed level 1, their gender and age, experience, and their stats here. Slippery, increased evasion against ranged attacks. But you can also just use the right mouse button to instead skip the confirmation totally if you wanna just shoot without confirmation. You can do the same thing with everything. So movement, you can also get the confirmation. Grenades, you get the confirmation. Everything gets confirmation. If you use the left click, but the right click can be used to quickly move around and do things if you need to and know what you're doing. So let's go there, and we'll throw a flask at the seed. And there goes the seed. Your heroes have experience in this game, as you can probably notice down here. White Damp Bloodbane, level 1, almost level 2, age 28. And killing enemies and doing missions levels you up, and leveling up is very important. It gives you more abilities, similar to XCOM. I keep comparing this to XCOM, but it is very much like XCOM. So leveling up gives you option to choose skills every few levels. It's basically, I think level 2 you get the one, level 4 or 6, and every other basically. So we'll probably get a, if we survive this tutorial mission, we probably get a level up on the heroes. And leveling up them is important, especially for the second part of the game. So one part of the game is this tactical, strategical, turn-based management, well, combat basically. And then there is another part of the game which is running your kingdom, which we'll see after this mission. I'll just try to get through this quickly, kill some enemies and show that to you. So far what I've played the game, there's been pretty decent variety of enemies. The seeds and lapses, which you will see in a moment in this mission as well. Then there has been about 5-6 different other enemy types in total. Yeah, I mean in addition to these guys. So there is quite many nice enemies to fight with, and they are very different from each other, and you really have to prepare properly against all of them. Some of them are also extremely powerful, and you have to worry about them. Like, here's the lapse. So lapses are these coast-like enemies that are a bit stronger, than these guys. They are also ranged, and their special ability is experience drain. So whenever they hit you, you lose 150 experience, which can also make you lose levels, which is kinda bad. But not too bad to regain later on. That is bad though, missing. The special ability of seeds is life drain, basically. They drain like half of the damage they do, or so. Let's see if the grenade guy can kill both of them. Yes, there we go. And also when the labs dies, they explode and do this AoE knockback. And there we go, massive victory. So let's see. These are the family lines, by the way. You can see the surname and the banners. So Bloodbanes are the one of the bloodlines I have available. So these guys are from the same bloodline, and these guys are from the other ones. Let's see. So you can click on this number here, and you can see their information here. So this is the skill tree. So you start out with one skill follow-up, which we can unlock now, since we are level 2. And then you have the option of choosing one of these. If you choose one like this one first, you can still pick this side, so it doesn't lock you on one of the sides. So you can always pick up one of these, and then you are at the end here. Level 10 is quite high level for your heroes. I've only seen level 8, and he was kind of special character. Mostly by 130 years of the gameplay, I've been up to level 6 on my guys. But also, the further you go, the more experience your guys start to get. But anyways, you can also equip your guys here. So we have a crossbow at the moment. You can see stats. There would be a list of different weapons here, armors, and this is the misc slot where you can put healing potions, accuracy increasing items, and all kinds of fun stuff. So let's give a level up on this guy. So the ability this guy got was the follow-up. So this is a 2-turn cooldown ability. You can shoot twice, basically, in one turn, if the first hit hits on the same target. So it's like 150% damage from that shot. But it also stacks with different things, so it can be really powerful later on. For example, put it down increases damage on enemies that are half health. So if the first shot puts them below half health, the second 50% damage shot gets the bonus. It can also crit on both shots and all kinds of fun stuff, so it's pretty good. And this guy is the alchemist. They get free throw, so they can every 2 turns. It's a 2-turn cooldown. I mean ability. They can throw free bomb, and then you can use movement, another throw, or whatever what they want to do in turn. So it's quite nice. Sometimes this is a really crutch ability where you need to throw 2 bombs at the same time to kill the enemy, and it's quite nice. Alchemists and hunters both are actually pretty great classes all around, so that's good. And we'll do the same on these guys, and then we get to the second part of the game. So this is the nation you're running. These are regions around here. I can actually skip that. Oops, I cannot skip that, so we have to wait. So I'll explain myself. So these are regions around the map as they are showing us. You can see there's different areas here. So these are the regions you control on the map, and these are the only regions you will ever see on the map. It seems like an island map, and there is this corruption around it that's spreading into the middle, and you have to keep the cadence out of there, and they spread the corruption. In the middle we have this throne room here, or the massive chalice, and where you reside, you as the immortal ruler, and you command all this land and who lives in there. They already show us a keep here, and once this tutorial message goes away, there we go, spacebar helped. So this is the keep we have now. So you build different things in these regions. You can see the regions here. These squares nominate the amount of corruption in the region. If this gets full, you lose the region permanently and it's gone, which is really, really bad, and will lead into losing your game if you lose too many of these regions. Every now and then, every 4 to 8 years or so, there's a attack to 2 locations, and you can only defend one. One of the other regions will get corruption, and the other one will lose corruption if it has any corruption. So you have to balance which one you do. Kind of same as the panic in XCOM, and when you get multiple abduction missions where you have only choice of one, and the other ones will get panic. So Kinda same system in that as well. Let's take a look at the keep. So keeps are one of the 3 types of building in the game. Keeps allow you to form bloodlines. So in a keep, you can choose a regent, like one of these guys, and he will be the leader of that bloodline until he dies. So for example, if I want to make a hunter bloodline, let's say, so Galaren Deathkeepers. Deathkeepers is the bloodline name. I could choose him as my leader. You can see the traits here and the personality and status of the guy. So he's in a prime age at the moment, 35. Then he has traits and personality. Personality is his personal stuff, and traits are his genetic stuff. So if I made him the ruler of the this bloodline. So this game is a part XCOM style strategy game, part ruler of a kingdom game, like a management game, and part breeding simulator. You breed better soldiers for or heroes for yourself. So you need to choose a good head of your family, because these traits can be passed on to the and will be passed on to the children. It's kind of random if they get them, but it's quite likely they get some of these. For example, asthmatic is quite bad for your people. Not so bad for hunters, because they don't need to move to get that much because they are shooters. But for example, Cadence, sorry, not Cadence, Caberjack, which is the melee class, asthmatic slow is massively horrible combination for them, because they cannot move anywhere and they have to go get the melee. In general, asthmatic is very bad one to take. So this is the one you have to look for when you choose a regent. And we are not gonna take Galaren Deathkeepers in there. Bear strength and asthmatic, no thank you. Brainy and clumsy on a hunter. Clumsy is bad. They are dexterity based class. Clumsy reduces dexterity, not good. Let's see, alchemist. Infertile and slow. Well, not the best one to generate the bloodline if you are infertile. Let's see if you have anyone nice. Bear strength, slow learner. Bear strength, nimble, slow. Nearsighted, dim-witted, asthmatic. So here's a Caberjack. Quick Caberjack. Actually, this is a great Caberjack. Quick is very good for them. And he's young and average fertile. So we'll make Brian Kelsier our Caberjack head of the family. Nice blue color on the tabard and everything. So there we go. We confirm him as the leader of the Kelsier bloodline. And then you have to choose a partner. Partner can be anyone from opposing sex, and it's the same thing for her or him as well. So you can choose see the chance for children when you combine these. Super high is the highest, and then it goes lower and lower. Age affects that, and different abilities affect that as well. And same thing with the traits. So this one is bountiful, increased chance to have children, and slow. So their abilities would pretty much counter each other. Other than, well, they would get a lot of children. Let's see if we can find something nice. Queen Maker, slow learner, impressionable, not so good. Nearsighted and asthmatic, no. Thank you. Bear strength and asthmatic. Nearsighted, dim with asthmatic. Bear strength, nimble and slow. Bear strength would be nice, but not so. With the slow. Infertile. Not so good combination. Victor Deathkeepers. Asthmatic, Kingmaker and slow. Sometimes you just have to choose a bad one, because there's no one else to join there. This would be nice, but the loss of HP is not so nice. So Sinar Arma is a good candidate. Again slow, but bountiful and HP max. So she might be a good candidate as well. And then there's the Galaren asthmatic. So it's pretty much HP or slowness. I kinda like the speed, to be honest, more than HP. But the bountiful is also really nice. I'm gonna go for the River Deathkeepers. So they can get bountiful, hearty and slow, and also quick. So they can be quick and slow, so they'll just cancel each other out, and then they'll be max HP Caberjacks with bountiful children. So let's go with that combination. So now they can start making babies, and when you scroll the time, they start making those. And let's go to the capital now. So this is the massive chalice here, and there you go. There's some more lore there. Skip that. So this is where you choose your research and recruit your heroes and change your hero stuff. So you can see all your heroes here, your regions, your standards, and everything. So you can click here, check the stats, check the information, equip them. But we don't have anything. You can check the skills, level up, and do all of that there. And this is the research of the game. So you can build more buildings. Crucible is a building where you set one guy as a standard, and he will teach all the children in the realm, so that they get every day they get some experience based on the experience level of the standard, and he passes on traits to the children. So the parents, personalities. The parents pass on traits, and standard passes on traits. Personalities. Parents, traits, standard, personality. So for example, this guy as a standard would teach them experience, and he might pass on faint-hearted and nervous. So you need to keep an eye on personality when you choose your standard. And also max level guy, as high level guy as you have, is a good standard, because the more experience he has, the more he can impart that on the children. And by having, say, 2 crucibles later in the game and 2 really guys there teaching your children, and also having your family members, like the parents, everyone is now basically level 1 or 2, so it doesn't matter too much who is the bloodline makers. But later on you wanna have, like, say, level 4 mother and father, and then have really good standards, and your children will start out higher level when they are born. Well, actually not born, but when they are adults at the age of 15, they'll have like level 4 already, or the later in the game you can have even better. So that is how you basically level up your bloodlines on the long run. At the start you have like level 1s, level 2s, then you start slowly getting level 2s and level 3s, level 3s and level 4s, and it just keeps going as long as you breed them correctly. And the breeding program is really important, because if you do it wrong, you have horrible traits, horrible personalities, really low levels, and you just get crushed by the enemies, because the difficulty curve is quite bad. Not bad, but just difficult. So you want really good guys, really high level, as always in every game basically. And you can also slowly, if you have to choose a slow for example, or any bad ability for a bloodline, you can slowly try to breed it out as well by making young parents and then just trying to get as many offspring as possible who will continue the bloodline later on, and try to just get the bad abilities out and try to introduce new good abilities into the mix there. So it's pretty much Pokemon breeding style on your heroes. But anyways, let's choose a research. So you can build these 3 buildings in here. So Crucible was the one you used to train people, Keep was the one to form bloodlines. You want to have 6 of these at the end of the game, basically 2 for each class type. So there's 3 classes at the moment. I'm not sure how that changes if more classes gets introduced, but I really liked having 2 Hunter keeps, 2 Alchemist keeps, and 2 Caber-Jack keeps. So I had 2 bloodlines of each going on, and I could breed as good hunters or whatever I wanted from those, without risking that the other one would go garbage. And Sagebrush Guild is basically where you dump your bad people, because it is a building that makes your research quicker, and I found it a useful place to dump people who you don't want to breed because they have bad abilities, or they are really garbage for combat or for standard. So in there, only thing that matters is intuition, and it's just good place to push all the old people and all the people you don't want to deal with, basically. So it's a dumping ground, basically, but a really good dumping ground. It actually helps you take years out of your research. You can make better armors, you can unlock more armors as well. So basically kills in this game, so we killed 1 lapse in the last mission, and it unlocked the whale armor here. We need to kill 11 more, to see, not see, but to be able to make it. We can see what it does. It improves the stealth on hunters. And these are just the basic armors, but improved. And there's much more available. We have no weapons available at the moment. Those are unlocked from kills as well. Just need to kill the right type of enemies. Items. So you can see there is a sponge stone. This is the life drain ability. What the seeds have, you need to kill seeds to get it. Experience scarf. So that's the lapse experience drain ability. Basically you get extra experience when you do stuff. And haste hooch makes you run quicker. You need to research health potions. This is the thing I researched first myself, and I will probably do it now as well. So healing potion is quite nice, because that's the only healing ability with the sponge stone that I have found at the moment. And healing can be extremely important in many cases. And there's max health bonus, aim bonus, and a lot of more different kinds. There's a teleportation item and all kinds of fun stuff. You can do adaptation here, so you can quickly get a baby into a family if you need to get some kind of baby into there. You can recruit new heroes. This gives you random heroes from random families, which are very likely not the families that you have. So for example, if you have good families already going, but don't have anything else, because it's kind of difficult to get anything else breeding unless you get the new recruits. And you say you want to do another Caberjack family, and you don't have any good Caberjacks except from your initial Caberjack family. You need to do a recruitment deal, or randomly get a hero from an event that gives you a decent family starter. So that's how you do it. You can do a recruitment boost. This just makes the recruitment better, higher level basically, and better guys. And this is the list of completed ones. So let's get the health vial unlocked here. Oops. Confirm that, and we can go out. So now we get this timeline here. So like they say, end of the war is not even a glimpse on our horizon yet. I think it's 300 year, like it says in the Steam description. You can see the upcoming events here. So the health vial is coming in 6 years. We have a marriage there because we married the couple here, and we can just click on that and make the time roll. And this just goes days, years, really quickly passes. And it will stop if something happens, and you can also pause it whenever you feel like. And there we go. Research complete. That's the health vials done. And we can choose a new one. So for example, I could build a second keep now to get the other family going. These regions also have bonuses. They're kind of difficult to see. This one has the blue line there. All alchemists intelligence bonus, hunters dexterity bonus, all heroes cadence skills XP boost, and all kinds of boosts here. Local kill resource boost, local keep fertility boost. Does this need to have a crucible boost? Interesting. Maybe the crucible boost is actually there where my initial keep is. So anyways, let's put... What was the fertility boost? That is very nice for breeding. There is a fertility boost. Let's put keep there, and you can just keep going. So this is basically how the game progresses. You just build one thing every now and then. You can only build or research one thing at a time, and then you just pass time and try to breed your family lines better and better. Every now and then, like I said, every 4 to 8 years or so, you get this territory attack. So the options are going here or here, and you can see that the cadence types on this one would be seeds and lapses, and in here it would be seeds and lapses as well, because this is the beginning of the game. So you see kind of what the enemies are gonna be, not how many there are, but basically what type you are gonna get there. You also see the reward on the right side of the territory attack information. So this one would give me an experienced level 1 hunter, a female even, and this one would give me a newborn baby boy. So it doesn't really matter on this option. I might want to get another hunter or the baby boy, but let's go for the baby boy. So you just click on this one, and then you go into the massive chalice here, and you choose your heroes. So we have a teen Bloodbane, Lysandra Arma, and these 2 guys as well, and we can choose 5th guy. So you always choose 5 guys to go in the mission, and we can just take someone here. What do we have? 2 archers and 2 melee guys. Sorry, alchemists. So we can take a Caberjack, I guess. There. And health potions on everyone, Cabers and Caber armors. The game kinda does automatically equip proper items on heroes, especially the health potions, and when you get the aim bonus, it puts those to alchemists. You need to put the armors on yourself, and you also need to put the weapons on. Also about the bloodlines and weapons. When you have a high level guy, level 5 I think or higher, and he dies for some reason, whatever reason basically, he leaves an heirloom to the family, which is his weapon. It gets a name, and the weapon starts collecting experience. It also gives 15% crit chance. Normal weapons do not crit, so that's already a great bonus for getting a crit bonus on the weapon. And the weapon itself starts collecting experience. So every time you kill with the weapon, it gains the same experience as the killer gets to his levels. So basically, you can keep these weapons going in your bloodlines for long durations, and they get just better and better. They get more critical hit, they get more damage, they get more accuracy. They become these really powerful tools you can pass on to the next generations. So not only you breed your family to be better and higher level and get better traits, you also have these heirlooms running in your family, which will get better and better as well. In the later game you start to get quite a lot of these, because you start to have high level people just by default, and it's quite nice. So let's deploy there and see what the combat looks like. So they jump into the pool, Chalice there, and get dropped onto the map, and there's immediately some enemies. I've seen quite a lot of different maps. I didn't play too many of the maps twice, what I've done 130 years, so it's actually pretty good variety of maps. Also, one type of mission I haven't talked about yet is, in addition to doing these territory attacks, they can do sieges on your keeps, or well, your buildings basically. And in that type of attack, the regent or the sage frights or the standard who is in the building is also gonna take part in the combat. So you have the 5 heroes, you choose yourself, plus the guys who were actually working or living in the building. And if they die, death is permanent in this game. If they die during the mission, you lose the... You can lose your whole family bloodlines, well, head of the family, and then you need to get someone else there, or you can lose your sage frights or anything, and it's quite bad. But anyways, I think this is pretty much how the game is at the moment. There has been some complaints about the game on Steam forums and on the community group. One of the biggest ones I saw was the difficulty. The game is quite unforgiving. I have to agree on that. Although, as a seasoned XCOM player, I didn't find it too bad. I just needed to wrap my head around how to do things, because there is no cover system in this game, if you have noticed, if you have played XCOM. But you can use the terrain to your advantage. It does block line of sight, shooting and all kinds of things. Enemies don't like to go... If they're hiding behind something, they don't want to run in there. You can use grenades as an indirect fire. You can throw them over the things and all that to make it much better for you. And there's multiple ways to deal with the difficulty, and it wasn't too bad, in my opinion, once you just wrap your head around how to do the tactics correctly. Some stuff like the keep attacks were really difficult, and I needed to do a few tries on those, but you can always just save whenever you feel like just save load if you need to do some stuff, and don't be afraid to use it. It's a difficult game, and you don't need to just punish yourself by doing wrong decisions. So I don't think the difficulty is too bad issue. One big issue people were complaining about was heroes dying quickly, and that is actually quite true. And you do lose people very quickly. They take like part in like say 2 to 4 battles, and then they actually die out of old age. So you shouldn't grow too fond of your specific heroes. You need to become fond of the bloodlines more likely. Sometimes you cannot even get one battle out of a guy until he's dead, because you are using some other people, and for multiple reasons. So that is quite true. But the point of the game is to breed the bloodlines, not use single guys for a long time. Especially initially, you will lose people really quickly, and it may seem like you don't get too much experience on them until they die. You get like level 2, level 3, and they are already hitting the death's door. but it's fine. On the long run, once you start breeding them properly, and once you start having crucibles, they start at a higher level, it's not a problem anymore. And third really big issue people were complaining was the lack of content. Like I said, there's only 3 classes, and some of the combat options are not as varied as they should be. It's basically a valid complaint about the game. I would highly like if there was a lot more of content as well, but in my opinion, and for the price that the game is going at the moment, it is fairly decent as long as the game fully works in the current form and has a good ending and all that. It does have an ending already, but what I heard in the early access version I'm playing at the moment, it is still a bit undone. It's like just concept art and just an ending there, so a bit more work in there. But I do think the game is pretty much fully done, other than more content polishing, and that's it basically. Balancing is also in some places could be done better. But anyways, that's pretty much my take on the content issue. And some people also, because it's a Double Fine game, and Double Fine has had some, well, negative moments in the recent past, with Space DF9 and all that typical, and a lot of people are bitter on that and don't really wanna possibly touch early access game from Double Fine until they know it's good. Well, that kinda applies on every early access game in my opinion, but you might wanna wait and see how the game progresses. I do think it's already worth and really well done, but I hope it doesn't end up the same as Space DF9 did, but that remains to be seen. It's kinda hard to recommend if you should get it right now or just wait. I know it's a solid game already, unlike Space DF9 was, so there is already this key core component of the game that is really good. And that's how I approach all the early access games myself. I don't wanna buy the idea what it will be maybe one day. I wanna buy what it is now, and if that what it is now is good enough base. I did the same, for example, with Prison Architect. I thought the game was pretty good when it hit the early access. When it died, when it did, I don't remember which alpha version was on that, but when it did reach the early access version, I thought it was pretty good in that state, and everything after that is just basically added content and nice changes and all that. Well, maybe not sometimes nice, but in any ways it's added content. Let's do a follow-up on this, guys. So one shot and another shot. Anyways, so you should approach early access in that way, in my opinion. If you like the game as it is, buy it. If you are a bit worried about it, just wait and see. It's not like you need to play it today. It will be there in the future as well, and possibly even better. But anyways, I think that's my massive victory, and I think that's the video about the game. So keep in mind what I was saying about the game. Get it or don't. It is quite nice. But anyways, as usual, thanks for watching again, and check out the other quick look videos. Take a look at the curator pages down below the stream. There's information about myself, my Twitter information and all that, and my Twitch information. I do streams every day on Twitch, playing games like this and other similar builder management and strategy games. So take a look at that as well. But anyways, thanks for watching again, and I'll see you guys next time on another quick look video.